creepy and weird. Sluts selling butts, them buttholes done been sold. Dogs breeding like bugs, rabbits are coat hangers. Killers killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. 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 Where'd all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street? While killers be killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. 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 Where'd all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street? While killers be killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. 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 News.
Good evening. Tonight, Pooh, Cats, and the Devil. I'm Mr. Nailsin. Our first story is rather tragic, but it does involve a cat, apparently. I don't know, I only glanced at it. So we'll discover it together. Isn't that nice? It's kind of sharing. Don't act like I've been unprofessional in not preparing for these stories. Because my real intent is to share the experience. See? That's my excuse. It is. Well, we'll get right to it. I'm not sure how the cat plays a role in this, but we'll see. This young lady is no longer among us now in this particular story. So there she is. So, a nursing student in Texas who was just days away from graduating was stabbed to death by her roommate after an argument over their cats. And that's plural, more than one. Chester Lamar Grant, 40, is facing a murder charge in the April 26th death of 23-year-old UK native Tammy Lore O'Dunsey in Houston. Cops responded shortly before 4 p.m. to an apartment on the city's south side for a welfare check. Officers knocked on the door, but received no answer. They walked around to the back of the apartment where they found blood on the concrete patio. Cops entered the apartment and found O'Dunsey in the kitchen, suffering from numerous stab wounds. Officers also discovered Grant in the bedroom with at least one stab wound. The victim was pronounced dead, while Grant was taken to the hospital with critical injuries. Houston police told local CBS affiliate KHOO the two had been roommates for just a couple of months and were in a spat over their cats. A cat spat. The argument escalated, and Grant allegedly stabbed O'Dunsey before trying to take his own life. So the cats might have been the subject of the argument, but none of them were involved in this stabbing activity. So police took Grant to the Harris County Jail on Saturday. He's being held on $500,000 bond. O'Dunsey's family started a GoFundMe account for the woman known on TikTok as Tammy Dollars or TD. Tammy was a beautiful soul, full of light, ambition, and kindness. The fundraiser reads, she was just 23 years old. A devoted Christian, she was a God-fearing young woman who found strength and joy in her faith. She had a deep love for her church community, where she was actively involved and always eager to serve others with humility and grace. She dreamed of becoming a nurse and wanted to work with children in her new career. O'Dunsey was set to graduate from nursing school just a few days before her murder. Her death is an unimaginable loss at a moment that should have marked the beginning of a bright and promising future. Well, Grant slated to appear in court. So, no other details. So, could it have been, were they really her cats? And he was like, I don't like all these cats in here. Or she had some cats and he had some cats and the cats didn't get along. And so he's like, well, your cat's got to go. He says, well, why won't your cats go? But also, she's 23 or, well, was, and he's 40. I mean, I know it's tough to find a place, you know. Was it just about the cats? Or was he, I don't know. What's commentary say? Very sad. Yeah. Why was she forced to share space with a man? Yeah, that's an interesting point. LOL, no pics of the perp. Well, no, terrible. Okay. So, nobody had any extra information. So, boy, this one, remains a mystery, but hell of a thing to get into a homicidal argument over kitty cats, you know. But apparently, that's what happened. So I got to admit, I'm pretty baffled by this one. I don't know. I mean, I think there's more to the story than what we have here. I think the cats, if there was any serious argument over them, was, I don't know, the straw that broke the camel's back, or in this case, the cat's back. No, it doesn't really work. This wasn't really the cat's beat. No, I don't know. It's strange. It's it's strange. Oh well. But yeah, the added thing. Wow, she was just days before graduation, and she would have gone on to be a nurse. I don't know. I guess it's no guessing about it. It's not happening now. Oh well. Let's move on to more lighter stuff because geez, that's just a sad story all around. So we'll go to, no, not there. We'll go for this. Yes. Walmart shoplifter who is 73 claimed the devil made her do it. And it's a likely story. It's probably exactly what happened. Well, 73-year-old woman told Florida cops when she was arrested Saturday evening for allegedly shoplifting merchandise, she said the devil made her do it. Police say Angela Velasquez Torborda was stopped by Walmart security when she sought to exit a Tampa area store with $121.85 worth of goods, shampoo, socks, men's shorts, etc. Torborda, cops say, had stashed the items in a plastic bag she brought into the retailer. She's like, it's the devil. Is that a wig or? I, no, I guess it's real. Anywho, and Taborda initially denied swiping the merch, but later admitted they did attempt to leave the they. Is that the deal? She's a they them type. I don't know. Admitted they did attempt to leave the store without paying for these items. As for a motive for the alleged larceny, Taborda stated that they were told by the devil to buy them for someone else. But she, I don't know. Can you use the pronoun she? But she did not have enough money. So she attempted to leave with them. Oh, so the they, them's the devil or the items? I guess it's the items she was, the shampoo and stuff. Well, anyway, an arrest affidavit does not further describe Taborda's, jeez Louise, conversation with the devil, who has not been charged in connection with the misdemeanor retail theft. Well, the guy's got a history. Why won't someone hold the devil accountable? We got to wait till Judgment Day for that, I guess. Anyway, Taborda, I got it in first try, was released from the county jail after posting $150 bond. $150? Now, look, the stuff you were stealing was you had the money. Unless, I guess, someone else coughed up the scratch. Maybe that's what happened, but 150. See, even I can figure out that math. Well, anyway, she was released while a judge has ordered her to stay away from Walmart. Now, oh my God, what do you do when you can't go to Walmart? Taborda is not barred from contact with any mythical personifications of evil. Well, isn't that kind of stupid? I mean, that's her whole case. Her hanging around the devil is what led to this. But the authorities just don't have it in them to deny her relationship with her only friend. I guess when the devil's all you got, you give the devil his due. Something like that. I don't know. No, that story was kind of stupid, wasn't it? There's all kind of excuses one wants to come up with when they're caught red-handed. Red-handed like the devil, Originally, they depicted him as blue, though. Something about being in total darkness from the light of God or something like that, And then later on, they said, hey, wait a minute, it's all fire and stuff. Wouldn't he be red from all the burning? I guess. I don't know. So, he became red. Anyway, when you're caught red-handed, you try to come up with excuses. Oh, I've got a disorder, kleptomania, something like that. And it's just, I'm not really responsible for my actions. But the old standby is the devil made me do it, because he's evil and he's all about people doing bad stuff. So that's the deal. And maybe that'll work in court. I doubt it, but, it's been tried. So maybe they'll try a little more. I don't know. But one day it might actually work. Oh, damn it. I didn't mean to do that. Now I got to do it again. Oh, my God. I'm embarrassed. Fortunately, no one knows what I'm talking about, so yeah. Anyway. Fiend relieved himself in church font. Well, isn't he supposed to seek relief? Oh, a registered sex offender urinated into a holy water font. in a Pennsylvania church, according to investigators who have charged the 51-year-old suspect with desecrating the sanctuary. Police allege that Jesse Sokol entered St. Patrick Catholic Church in York and wandered about the building, which was unlocked and open to the public. So he figured, oh man, jeez. After browsing through the lost and found box in the church vestibule, Sokol approached the pedestal containing the holy water. The police officer who prepared the affidavit noted that the pedestal is considered an object of veneration and that Sokol desecrated it by polluting it with urine. That's pee. The incident appears to have been recorded by a security camera. A church worker did confirm that the holy water was contaminated with urine. By watching the footage, right? Well, Sokol was identified as the suspect following a review of his prior booking photos. Well, they got a lot of them, huh? Is this the most recent, I guess? Sokol was arrested for international intentional desecration of a venerated object, a second-degree misdemeanor that carries a maximum 2-year prison sentence. Well, that's great. They got toilets in there for him to use. Free on $5,000 unsecured bail. Sokol is scheduled for preliminary court hearing. According to court records, Sokol's rap sheet includes convictions for theft, criminal trespass, reckless driving, disorderly conduct, and driving without a license. He was convicted in 2014 of indecent assault without consent. Well, I would assume that's a sexual assault. Yeah. A crime for which he was required to register as a sex offender upon his release from custody. See? Indecent assault, typically sexual in nature. Yeah. So, well, anyway, classified as a Tier 1 offender, Sokol is required to report annually with the Pennsylvania State Police for a period of 15 years. I wonder if he kept that up, Maybe he violated that too. But he went into the church and maybe he mistook it for a urinal, but come on. He knew better than that. I mean, it's out there in the open and stuff. So, but still, they confirmed it was contaminated with urine. It's got to be the camera, right? They just looked at the camera. They didn't. I mean, I suppose you can probably smell it. I don't know. It's got to be the camera. They just saw what he was doing. Look at that. But then again, for evidentiary purposes, well, they got forensics people to do that. They could take the water, do a lab analyses of it, and say, yep, that's piss. And, be done with it. I would like to think, rather than, now you get down there and you sniff that if necessary, take a swig. I mean, it's desecrated enough, isn't it? Oh, well. Let me go check out the chat for a bit. Oh, that's me. Oh, Thompson says, Doug. That's right, Thompson. It's me, Doug. Nodak says, hit the like button. Send Karmic the link, but I'm doing Nailsin News. Nodak, devil cat poos? Well, no, the cats are innocent. And as far as I know, they didn't poo. We'll get to the poo. So we can end on a lighter note, Jeez, I thought these would be enough. I'm going to have to pull up some more stories, I think. Anyway, Nodak, that's a lady? Well, look, I don't know. The article was all over the place. They were throwing around they, them. Who the hell knows? But apparently she consorts, or they consort with the devil. So, Nodak, I get it. They. Yeah. Hey, Thompson, Karmic for the win. What did he win? It'd be funny if he won like the Mega Ball thing or the Powerball, one of those. 8,000 cats do have a parasites that go into your brain. So you think that could be a defense for the killer? He's like, well, look, the cats drove me crazy and I murdered my roommate. I were they her cats or were they his? Did they both have cats and now they had a bunch of cats? I mean, it's just not enough details. They just say, hey, they got mad over the cats. I don't know. And, I mean, how much longer was she going to be there anyway? The guy could have just calmed down and waited. She was about to graduate. Once she got a job, she might, of course, I don't know. Depends on where she was. Hell, where was she going to work in Houston as well? She might have moved on somewhere else to, get a nursing job, some other city, I don't know. But he freaked out and killed her. So, Nodak, maybe the they was the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. So, but she didn't listen to the angel, It's like if she had listened to the angel, she's like, yeah, but then I won't get the shampoo. So she listened to the devil. Nodak, while urinating in the holy water, witnesses heard him say in a Gregory Peck voice, now you listen to pee. Yeah, they didn't like that. Plus, they're sick of hearing about that movie, Susan Dolan says, hi, everybody. Hi, Susan. Susan Dolan, holy water also isn't yellow in color either. Yeah, but did you notice the picture? I mean, I don't know if that's an actual depiction of the vestibule, but if it was all gold looking, might not have noticed. Suddenly the water is a hue of yellow in the vestibule. Yeah, well, whatever. And probably right off the bat, you just look at the guy and you're like, you might want to keep an eye on that one. And he's wandering around and he just stands up to the vestibule for a long period of time, Well, not too terribly long. It shouldn't take that long. But nevertheless, he did. And of course, when you started to see his butt cheeks, you're like, did he just pull his pants down? Well, we are seeing his butt cheeks, unless he's wearing buttless chaps or something. Other than that, he just pulled his pants down. Is he pissing in the vestibule? Yes. Yes, he is. Maybe that's how. And then the confirmation, again, just, the footage, I guess. I don't know. But again, police departments have forensics for that sort of thing. Why not, do that? I would have thought. But then again, perhaps I was wrong. I got to collect some more stories here. Jays, come on, tell me I do have something. Well, these are kind of old ones, but there is. Did I do this already? I think I did. About the cop in New Jersey who smashed through the window, and I did it earlier, and I thought that this must be a boyfriend thing. Sure enough, it was. Got confirmation. And then the nurse who screwed her husband's son. Yeah, I think we did that one. Jeez. Damn, is this all I got? I did all these. What? Oh, this one. I don't think I did this one. This is a bit of a mystery. Gee, it's not very long, though. I need stories. All right, we'll do this one. We'll find out what it's all about. Together. Yeah, I know I did a note. I just wasn't sure if I did the update. There's a tad bit of more information on them, but I just can't quite remember if I already did it. But I probably did. That's too bad. course, the crazy nurse banging her husband's son. That's the one where her excuse was, he reminded me of you. And then the next day they found her texting the kid again. I can't wait till we get together again. Ah, God, yeah, that was great. I mean, it's horrible. It's disgusting, but it's hilarious, I mean, it's easy for us to laugh at it. Wasn't my wife. Cincinnati man convicted in 1997 cold case killing of victim found naked, missing his hands and head. Boy, how's he going to get around without a head? The hands, they got prosthetics and stuff, but with no head, I don't know. Anyway, 53-year-old Cincinnati man has been convicted of killing another man whose dismembered and unclothed body was found in a Michigan cornfield nearly 3 decades ago. Oh, I thought it was like he had already been convicted and then someone found him dismembered, But that's what you get for just glancing at the headline. But then they're always so badly written. The Michigan Attorney General's office announced that on Friday, April 25th, a jury found Ricardo Sepulveda guilty of multiple charges, including conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, assault with intent to maim, conspiracy to commit assault with intent to maim, tampering with evidence, and conspiracy to commit tampering with evidence. Sepulveda is set to be sentenced on June 13th and faces a life sentence without the possibility of parole for the conspiracy to commit first-degree murder conviction. Well, he didn't conspire to commit a conviction. He conspired to commit the murder, you see. Yeah. Well, anyway, according to prosecutors, on November 19th and way back in 1997, authorities responded to a report of human remains found in a cornfield. See, that's where a Billy Mummy sent all those people in Twilight Zone. He'd get, you're a bad man, a bad man. And he would send them to the cornfield. Now we know what that means. You get dismembered and stuff like that. Then there was that one guy, he turned into a jack-in-the-box and all that. Anyway, responding officers located a deceased, unidentified man who was naked. That's embarrassing. And missing his head. Oh, my goodness. And both hands. Wow. Investigators suspect the hands had been cut from just above the wrist with a saw. Well, that'd be my guess. The Attorney General's office said the victim's slaying was likely connected to international drug trafficking. Wow. Boy, I'm glad that's over with. The defendant and his co-defendant, 51-year-old Michael Sepulveda, were charged nearly 26 years later in January 2023. Michael Sepulveda pled guilty in August 2024 to second-degree murder and is scheduled to be sent. Yeah. The victim's identity is still unknown. Well, I maybe ask Michael. Oh, that's right. He's probably saying he didn't do it, right? Yeah. Prosecutors said they believe him to be a 32-year-old Hispanic man from Texas. In a statement, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel said, because of the relentless efforts of the Michigan State Police, the multiple local and federal law enforcement agencies who never gave up, and the dedicated prosecutors in my office, that's right, mine, we have brought a measure of accountability in this tragic case. Well, look, I know it's a sticking point for me, but tragedies are like accidents where you're doomed from the start. There was no escaping it or whatever. Murder is deliberate. Oh, Michael here didn't have to do it. Maybe it did. Maybe this guy was going to do him or something like that. But nevertheless, it was a choice. Tragedy are the things, no matter what you do, you cannot avoid it. But whatever, I am grateful to the jury for their careful consideration of the evidence. This verdict serves as a reminder that every crime victim deserves justice, no matter how much time has passed. Well, murder, that is certainly true. There's no statute of limitations on that. But there are statute of limitations on other crimes, so some of those crime victims, you're not going to get the justice, you know, once the expiration date is found or reached, you know. Oh well, that's that. Oh boy, really didn't get into what was the evidence they found on this guy, because I mean, all this time later, and they had something, and they said you did it, and he's he's going to prison, you know. And usually, when a prosecutor wins a case, the defendant goes to prison. Okay, yeah, we got that one. I'm glad I cleared that up because I was a bit worried at first. Let me see. I saw one of these in the margin. We'll see where this goes. Oh, no, we won't. Ah, jeez. Damn it, you assholes. Why can't you do it the way I want it done? Oh, well. Oh, this is going to be a problem. You're going to be like that, are you? All right. Well, that was interesting. And Nodak says, yep, did those. Nodak says, more of an oopsie daisy other than a tragedy? Well, an oopsie daisy can be something tragic. It can. Yeah. I don't know, like stubbing your toe in the night because it's dark and you need to get up to go piss or whatever. And then you hit the chair or whatever. I mean, depending on how bad your toe hurts after that could be tragic. I mean, it's you. How bad does it hurt? It doesn't hurt us. So, that's up to you. But it's like, some natural disaster happens. Oh, and a tragic story, this happens or what have you, but just somebody decided, I'm going to kill you. No, it's all him. That's not an act of God, but it might be an act of the devil. It brings it all back to him, doesn't it? I guess. I'm just going to go with that. All right, let's see what this is all about. It's a story. Cincinnati police fatally shot an armed 18-year-old. The next day, his father killed a sheriff's deputy. Wow. Oh boy, I'm going to have to blow this up because, my eyes are old. Whoa. All right, well, we'll go with this. So, they had to shoot this 18-year-old, and then his dad, pissed off, decided he'd kill a police officer, apparently. So the driver, in a way that was calculated and premeditated, lined up his car, deliberately accelerated his car, and purposely caused the death of an on-duty deputy sheriff. Prosecuting attorney Ryan Nelson, no relation that I know of, said Saturday morning at the father's arraignment. It appeared from everybody who was on the scene that he deliberately struck the deputy in an attempt to kill him, Nelson said. The other Nelson, but I'm saying it too because I'm quoting him. Prosecutors are seeking an indictment for aggravated murder, Nelson said. Again, authorities have not said whether the suspect had any connection to the deputy. Well, what are the odds that, I screwed up. I didn't really mean to hit him. It just so happens after my son was gunned down by police, I decided to go out and run over a police officer. A mere coincidence, The defendant, Rodney Hinton Jr., 38, is the father of a man who was fatally shot by Cincinnati police on Thursday morning. Cincinnati Police Chief Teresa Theedage. Okay. On Friday night, police identified the 18-year-old as Ryan Hinton. Hinton Jr.'s son was armed and fleeing from a stolen vehicle when a responding officer fatally shot him. Police body cam footage does not clearly show whether the fleeing man pointed a gun at the officer. The family reviewed the footage between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Friday, and the father was very distraught, according to Michael Wright, an attorney who was at the viewing of the footage. Police said the deputy was killed at about 1 p.m. Friday. Public defender Tom Ewing, no relation to the oil tycoon family in Dallas, acknowledged an emotionally charged situation at the arraignment in a Hamilton County courtroom packed with law enforcement officers. I understand that there's a lot of sadness and a lot of anger in this room right now, and in the community at large, he said before requesting a reasonable bond. The judge ordered Hinton Jr. held without bond until a hearing Tuesday. The deputy was hit while directing traffic near the University of Cincinnati, where commencement was taking place, Thedage said. The officer was just out doing his job for what was supposed to be a glorious day for many. Responding police and fire officials transported the deputy to the university's medical center, where he later died. The deputy, whom authorities are not naming in accordance with an Ohio law protecting crime victims' rights, had recently retired, but continued on in service as a special deputy. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine condemned the Hamilton County deputy's killing. I have been briefed on the ongoing investigation and am sickened by what appears to be an intentional act of violence. We offer our sincere condolences to the deputy's family, friends, and colleagues. In a news conference Friday, Thedage detailed the police encounter on Thursday that resulted in the 18-year-old's death, showing footage from the body cam of the officer who fired the fatal shots. The man was among 4 suspects discovered in a stolen vehicle in a parking lot in Cincinnati's East Price Hill neighborhood. All 4 fled when uniformed officers arrived, and the 18-year-old was seen holding a handgun. One of the officers shot the 18-year-old as he emerged from between 2 dumpsters. On the footage, moments before the shooting, another officer can be heard yelling, "He's got a gun! He's got a gun! On your right! On your right!" The officer said after the shooting that the 18-year-old appeared to point the gun at him. When the individual came out between the dumpsters, he had the firearm in front of him. It was in like a bladed position, and it was pointed at the officer. And he, the officer, felt threatened for his life, and that's why he discharged his firearm. Thedage said the officer is believed to have fired 4 to 5 shots, 2 of which are believed to have hit the teen. The police body cam footage played at the news conference does not clearly show the fleeing man point a gun at the officer. Thedage acknowledged the footage is a very blurred image, unfortunately, because the body cam was kind of jolting as the officer is running. Police recovered a handgun with an extended clip they say the 18-year-old was carrying. Thedage said the gun had not been fired. The officer who opened fire has been with the Cincinnati Police Department for more than 10 years and was assigned to the Fugitive Apprehension Squad in the department's Special Investigation Section. The chief said the officers tried to save this gentleman's life by administering different variations of medical aid until other emergency officials arrived. She defended the officers' actions, stressing how quickly the scene unfolded. I want to point out, from the time they bailed from the vehicle and police were chasing them to the time the individual was shot, 6 seconds. 6 quick seconds, Thedage said, calling it unreasonable to expect the officers to process and determine a different course of action in such a short time. The shooting remains under investigation by the department's homicide unit. Hamilton County Sheriff Charmaine McGuffey described the fallen deputy as a beloved figure who had dedicated decades of his life to public service. He was so well liked and so well known, we could fill this building with the law enforcement agencies that respect him, love him, his friends, his family, McGuffey said, adding, what a tremendous loss we have all suffered. Theetage urged Cincinnati residents to remain patient as the city grapples with two critical incidents that unfolded over 2 days. I do have a plea to everybody. Let the processes play out. Let the investigations play out. Keep calm. Take care of one another. And I can assure you, as the chief of police for Cincinnati, I will ensure you transparency and a thorough and accurate investigation. And the department held a procession to honor the deputy. He will not be alone, McGuffey said. There will be someone with him until the day that he transitions to a higher ground. You mean he went to heaven? Is that anyway? Cincinnati Police Department is serving as the lead agency in the investigation into the deputy's death. Well, okay. Sorry about that. Let me get a little sippy poo here. Well, it all comes down, unless someone's going to argue that it was a drop gun or something of that nature. But the telling point here is, yes, the 6 seconds of the entirety of the encounter between the police and these apparent car thieves, and that sort of thing. So it's, and you hear someone yell a gun and a gun, and all of that. And of course, the amount of time it takes to fire off that 4 to 5 rounds, not much. And all of that is the position one has to put themselves in if they're going to be the jury. And would you have reacted similarly? Most are going to say yes. As for the guy running over the deputy, you're upset about your son's death. You're mad at the police overall. None of that matters. I don't see that any way in any form or fashion as mitigating. You just flat out murdered a man who's directing traffic for a school. So no sympathy there whatsoever. So, hey, I'm upset. My child was murdered, in my opinion. So I know I'll commit a murder. Yeah, it doesn't add up. Ray Thompson says, we love Carmack X. Oh, there you go. Hey, Thompson, LLL devoted the past five hours to Carmack. Well, all right then. No, that's why I'm here enjoying Doug's cheerful story. Oh, isn't it? Aren't there better things to obsess over? Murder, cats. I don't know, a tragedy or two. Well, so far, none of these are tragedies per se. They're all deliberate in one form or fashion. Not even the guy pissing in the church vestibule. Not even the woman who was shoplifting. Even though she says it's all the devil's fault. It's like, she could probably make an argument, depending on your beliefs and whatnot, but still, you could have just ignored him. Tom says Doug is great. Am I though? Well. Hey Thompson, obsess over watch hours, Doug. What do you think I'm doing now? I'd rather be, I don't know, vegging out somewhere. Anyway, geez. I wish I had one more story. All right. Bear with me as I take a look and see if they updated stuff. Ooh. I can't do those. People abusing their kids. Hold What, really? Yeah, well, it's all video, though. I can't use that. Um, mm, let's see here. Boyfriend. Oh, God, no, I can't do that one. That's too. Jeez. Can't y'all do more funny crimes? Um, Good Lord. I don't know what that's about. Jeez. Um, oh, okay. Maybe this is like a silly joke that went wrong. We'll see. We'll see. Oh no, I don't need to do that. Um, I know I'm supposed to get all this ready to go before you do the show. Wait, what? Why is it looking like that? I wonder. It's that's the article. Well, whatever. We'll go with it. Gee, I hope this isn't too disgusting. You just never know. Man hid an ex-girlfriend's shower with knife and no pants or underwear as part of prank that included a fake stabbing attack. So this is kind of the opposite of Psycho. I mean, it's still pretty psychotic, but nevertheless, see, the stabber gets naked in the shower and waits for the girl to come in, you know, where it was the opposite, except he didn't dress up like his mom. So never mind. That was a stupid aside. A South Carolina man thought it would be a good idea to prank his ex-girlfriend by allegedly sneaking into her house and hiding with a knife in her bathroom shower, where he lurked and waited for her to come home. Without wearing pants or underwear, his face concealed by a pair of biker shorts, in an attempt to surprise the woman and lighten the mood after a text message spat. Well, but you're the ex-boyfriend already. So, I mean, maybe he still had the key to her place or something. But, well, let's find out. Jackson Arnold, 25, was arrested and booked on charges of assault and battery of a high and aggravated nature. First degree burglary. All right, so he broke in. And possession of a weapon during a violent crime, according to online court records. He is accused of sneaking into his ex's home on Westway Drive in Charleston through a detached garage apartment while she was not home. Yeah, come on, it's funny. Come on, why can't people get a joke? Arnold allegedly hid in the victim's shower with a pair of biker shorts concealing his face until she returned to the residence, according to an arrest report obtained by he was allegedly in possession of a knife, though it's unclear what kind. You know, the kind with a blade. Police say Arnold exited the shower after his ex-girlfriend arrived back home and allegedly set upon her using the knife to intimidate or imitate. Jeez, why can't I read? Imitate stabbing and slicing moves on her throat. But you mean he got right up to her throat and just went, but never really actually, cut her throat. He allegedly held the knife up toward the side of his head at one point, causing the victim to push Arnold away. The knife did not make contact with her skin during the alleged incident. All right. Police say that after the encounter, Arnold tossed the knife on the floor and started choking his girlfriend with his left hand, while his right hand, causing her to stop breathing. The victim was able to remove the shorts from the unknown male's face. It was at that time she realized it was her ex-boyfriend. So she figured it out, Arnold allegedly also told the woman that he was pranking her and that he wanted to talk. She eventually ran in the main house and asked the family there to call 911. Arnold is being held at the Earl Cannon Detention Center as he awaits his initial court appearance. Oof. All right, well, I don't know what. Well, let me set this up. Yeah. What was the plan here? And I mean, did he ever think that she wasn't going to be able to pull the biker shorts off his head and see that it's him? I mean, what was he trying to do? You know, scare her and think, oh, you need a man around here to protect you. Was that the angle? I don't know, but biker shorts. I guess they're his. And he showed up probably on his bike, and he said, I need to stage the scene like some pervert got into her house. I know, I'll be naked. But wait, she'll see it's me. I know, I'll put the biker shorts over my face. Then she won't know it's me. And then she just pulled them off. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard. And she's like, hey! And he's like, come on, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, she didn't go for that. So I guess the relationship's over. Whatever. Tony Thompson, how did Karmic beat Doug on watch hours? Does Karmic even own a suit? Well, I mean, he streams all the time, doesn't he? So he's streaming a lot more than me. And, somebody's watching it. Nodak says, I think this story explains why he was the ex-boyfriend. It's possible. I mean, was he the type of guy constantly doing this crap, doing all kinds of jokes, whoopee cushions everywhere, and she just said, I've had it. So then he thought, man, I can't just put another whoopee cushion in her chair. I really got to up the ante. So I know. I'll show up with a knife. I'll take off my shorts and put it over my head so she won't know it's me. And then she'll think a naked pervert is in her shower out to stab her. But she pulled the shorts off his head. Oh, yeah. And probably the only thing they agree with is they just, it's a lack of communication. They really don't understand one another, do they? No. Oh, yeah, I don't want to do that one just yet. Come on, give me another. Jeez, man, this Law and Crime's got a lot of good stories and whatnot, but they just obsess over Trump all the time. Well, I don't know about that one. Wonder why she did that. Whoa. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got here. I don't know. We'll find out. All right. Yes, I want to share this. Yes. 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 There we go. Woman ran over 4 people in fatal hit and run that left fresh blood on her car. Sophia Sullivan, 38, was booked into the Hennepin County Jail on April 30th. The same day, she allegedly drove her Honda Accord into 4 pedestrians in Minneapolis, according to a criminal complaint obtained by local Fox affiliate Kasimdu. Sullivan allegedly first ran a red light and hit 2 pedestrians, a woman in her 40s and a teenage girl, as they crossed an intersection in a designated crosswalk at about 6:19 p.m. According to the complaint, Sullivan's path of destruction continued. Minutes later, the complaint stated that Sullivan then allegedly accelerated as two more pedestrians, a man and a woman, both in their 30s, walked through another crosswalk further down the road. Croc, a local radio station, reported that the second incident was captured on surveillance cameras and put Sullivan's alleged actions on full display. The criminal complaint stated that after Sullivan drove parallel to the pair, the two entered the crosswalk, at which point Sullivan allegedly accelerated to high speed and plowed directly into them. According to the complaint, the man was thrown 30 feet into the air and landed by a parked vehicle. The woman was reportedly thrown onto the hood of Sullivan's car. Then Sullivan hit the brakes, sending the woman to the road by the curb. According to the complaint, Sullivan allegedly appeared to swerve the car towards the woman and ran her over. Geez, we're getting into Daryl Brooks territory here. While the woman was lodged under Sullivan's car, Sullivan allegedly continued to drive down the road, dragging the woman under the car. Holy crap. Sullivan then allegedly swerved back and forth, eventually dislodging the woman whom she allegedly ran over again with her rear tires. I mean, originally I was just thinking, oh, she's just some incompetent moron. And I'm sure she is in some levels, but this is absolutely a murder. There's just no doubt about it. The first two alleged victims suffered cuts and burn marks, according to the man from the second alleged incident was brought to the hospital for fractured wrists, scrapes, and abrasions. Wow, really? That's the guy who went 30 feet? The woman sustained serious injuries and died. Police tracked down Sullivan's vehicle and her apartment at her apartment building, where they found it had a smashed windshield and fresh blood on it. Kasimp reported that Sullivan's license had been revoked in 2015. Good Lord, that's a long time ago. Sullivan was arrested and into Hennepin County Jail on April 30th, where she's being held on $2 million bond. She was charged with one count of second-degree murder. Second degree. No. That's first degree. 3 counts of attempted second-degree murder. 3 counts of second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon, and 5 counts of criminal vehicular operation. No. Nah, she just all of a sudden decided, I'm going to kill some people on the road. Now, this ain't an accident. Well, maybe she was so flustered. She was so flustered by that first bump with those people. And then she was out of her mind. And then she gets the woman stuck under a tire. Knock the woman off to the side of the curb. That's right. So the woman's out of your way. And you turn and head right for her. Get her caught up in your wheels. Drag her around. Then back over her. Yeah, no. Ain't no second degree about this. Certainly not in that particular killing. But what do I know? I'm just a guy who talks about stuff online. No, I don't want to do that. There, that's what I want to do. There. Now I am in charge of the screen, as it should be. All right, more chat. Yeah. Oh, I thought there was more. I already read those. All right. So, boy, after all that, oh my God, that is just horrible. I might want to go ahead and bookmark some of these. Well, I'll leave it there. I'll get back to it. Don't want to take up too much. So, good Lord, what can I do to try to end on a happier note? You know, because quite a few of these stories are just awful. And that last one, geez Louise, that's terrible. So let me go ahead and have this video ready to go. Yes, there's video for this final story that, although disgusting and nasty in so many ways, doesn't end as badly as that last story that also involves road rage and, stuff like that. And boy, that kind of thing, it can go, from one simple day, nice and sunny and shiny and everything, to absolute massacre within seconds. And yet here, well, it sort of splatters, but it doesn't involve anyone dying or being seriously maimed. No, just a cleaning bill. Yeah. But, count your blessings. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, 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 doo, 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 doo. Yes. Hound cops busted Delco pooper woman who allegedly defecated on driver's car during viral road rage incident caught on video. A Pennsylvania woman who has been dubbed the Delco pooper by Delaware County residents and internet users after she was arrested for allegedly defecating on a person's car. And damn it, they tricked me again. It's just almost exactly the damn headline. I wanted to punch her in the face, but I pooped on her car instead and went home, said Christina Solometto, 44, which she said to authorities after her arrest for the April 30th incident. According to the police affidavit, a probable cause which was obtained by the Delaware County Daily Times. Solometto, who is from Ridley Park, is charged with indecent exposure of her ass, disorderly conduct, dumping poop out of her ass, criminal mischief, again, the poop, harassment, the poop on the car, and depositing waste, the poo, on a highway. Well, I guess it probably dribbled onto the highway, but mostly on the car. Yeah. Her affidavit says she deposited an accumulation of liquefied human feces, that's poo, on the hood of a driver's car during a road rage attack on 4th Street and Madison Avenue in Prospect Park. Solometto said she was walking back to her car. The driver of the silver sedan called her an insulting name, which made her angry. Solometto said, I wanted to punch her in the face, but I pooped on her car instead and went home. Yeah, there you go. Prospect Park Police Chief David Madonna, speaking to NBC affiliate Wakao, said that while the case and Solometto's actions are being joked on a lot, you don't say, authorities are treating it seriously and handling her like any other alleged criminal. It can't happen in this community, Madonna said. No town wants this to happen in their town, he told Wakao. The recognition a town gets over this kind of thing, it's really unwelcome. We don't want this. Well, nobody wants shit, It was reportedly Madonna and Sergeant Henry O'Neill who nabbed Solometto and took her into custody. Boy, of all the great cases that a law enforcement career can have, you're the ones who took down the Delco pooper. So anyway, after going to her Chester Pike address to talk about what allegedly happened, cops were able to track the Delco pooper down after talking to motorists who took video of the incident and getting her car info. Well, yeah, I assume that's usually how that goes. Oh, well. O'Neill was initially able to get in touch with Solometto over the phone after calling numbers listed for her and her family members. Did they go through several phone numbers? Hi, are you the Delco pooper? Solometto allegedly said she had a good idea why the sergeant was talking to her, but she didn't want to come to the police station to discuss what happened. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it, okay? All right, never mind. Solometo instead chose to share her side of the story over the phone and claimed she was having stomach issues Wednesday, which caused her to defecate on the other driver's car during their dispute. She said the other driver was in front of her at a traffic light, mocking her after Solometo honked her horn due to the motorist not accelerating after the light turned green. Solometo believed the motorist began following her, and that's when she stopped her car and exited. Cops report that the other driver was allegedly going home and not tailing Solometo. Oh, you don't want to tail her tail. On Thursday, Madonna and O'Neill showed up to Solometo's home and asked for more information on what happened. I don't know. She dropped her drawers and grunted and strained, and out it came. She allegedly told them it was a clean poop. I didn't even have to wipe. Oh, jeez. Oh. But if is she insinuating there was a pre-wipe? Anyway, among other things, yeah, that's what she said. Solometo has been given names like Delco Deucer and, of course, Delco Pooper by local residents and internet users. The local newspaper reports video of her alleged road rage defecation has circulated on social media platforms, along with footage of Solometo being taken into custody. I have a sickness, Solometo can be heard saying. You mean diarrhea? That's not really going to be a mitigating circumstance. Solometo was arraigned Thursday night and released. Oh, my God. Oh, Friday, after posting bail. She is scheduled for preliminary hearing. All right. Well. Hey, come on. She has a sickness, okay? She's got a sickness. So you got to understand. But, with her mugshot and her attitude after being put in cuffs and arrested, she seems all, kind of chipper about it, thinks the whole thing's hilarious. And I got to admit, I can't help but laugh at all this, no matter how disgusting it is. But of course, what about that video? Well, I do have it. So we'll play that. And, don't worry, I edited it. So it's censored. See, I fixed it for your more, sensitive eyes. So here we go. Oh, wait, I got to start it over. Come here. There you go. Oh, geez. Great camera work. Yeah. That's what I needed to see.
Yo, the bitch just shit on her car.
Yeah. So he had to explain it because he's not allowing you to see it. But then again, I guess he was so horrified and disgusted, he had to make sure that he was, still in park or whatever he was doing. Some of these guys who get this stuff on camera is like, the story's out there. It's not on your dashboard. But again, pretty disgusting scene of her wet poo, which she proclaims that she didn't even have to wipe. I'm not really buying that. I think you still have to wipe. So now she's even more nasty than we thought of initially because, the action and everything. So, yeah, that's Delco Pooper. All right, see, I promised you. She says it was a clean poop. So we end on a clean note, don't we? Oh, boy. Isn't that nice? Nodak says, poopsie daisy. Yeah, that I should have used that as the title. Nodak, you don't want that as a hood ornament. No. But you got it. So I don't know. Was the other broad being, and what did she call her? I don't know. Now it's like, you're a walking piece of shit. And it turns out, well, she was accurate, wasn't it? I mean, when someone calls you a piece of shit, is it advisable to think, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna own that? You don't want to own shit. That's why we invented the potty. You sit on that, you dump it in there, and then you flush that away as fast as possible. You know, just just head over there and I have a sickness. Well, she really pooped the road. So that's that. There you go. Another fun-filled, poop-filled, devil-filled, well, we'll leave the cats alone, edition of Nailsin News. Yes. Gee, I hope we all learn powerful lessons here. Yeah. And the main one that you I want to leave you with is there is no clean poop. There isn't. That broad is nuts. And don't ever find yourself agreeing with anyone who's, nuts. Yeah, why won't this thing go away? I don't want you here no more. You disgust me. So anyway, there's got to be a better way to deal with your road rage issues. But like I said, I was going to end on a light note, and I think I achieved that. Why? Because no one's dead. At least not now. That the previous one, good Lord, all that crap. You know, I mean, that woman's like all disgusted that this crazy bitch crapped all over her hood, but she's doing better than the victims of that other crazy bitch, you know. So, all right, she, a pooper, but not a murderer. Yeah. Nodak said she pooped the truck bed. Nodak, she didn't even pre-wipe. Yeah, at least could have done that. I mean, maybe she's going to claim that. I did a pre-wipe before I left. It's a clean poo. I didn't even have to wipe. Oh, what a disgusting beast. There's just no other way around it. You sicken me. I never want to see your ass again. So anyway, have a good rest of your night. And of course, yes, there's no such thing as clean poo. Never, ever, ever.
Killers, killing and killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. News. Where all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street? While killers be killing and killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing and killing? Nailsin News.